I swear, I legitimately mean this. I'm in heaven anytime I do a Joe Biden video. It's just content gold. I don't have actually do. It's probably my music. But on politics, I probably don't have better videos than my Joe Biden videos. They're amazing. I mean, they're always hilarious too. Not because of me, because of how dumb he is. Just in general, and his press secretary. Oh, guess what? Sack you, because guess what? We're talking about Jen Psaki and some other news organizations. Okay, let's set our scene. When candidate Joe Biden, yes, I'm going back, was in Wilmington, Delaware, he asked the press some questions. Or the press asked Joe Biden some questions. So let's hear that.
Happy to take questions if you have them. He gave me a list of how to recognize. Is Alex AP out there? I was told by NBC, Mike. Where's the Wilmington the Delaware State News? I mean, Delaware News Channel, I should say. And well,
And Biden was criticized for this event because he looked down and had a pre-approved list of reporters that were at the event. This is evidenced by him looking down at um his podium while taking questions, and him saying, where is Mike from NBC News? Mike, is there a Mike from NBC News? I mean, he sounds like he's from a restaurant. Mike, hey, we got a Mike in the house. His food's ready. Is there a Mike? I should also mention their softball questions compared to what Trump got. Now, the press conference I'm referring to just so happened to be the first press conference from Biden's press conference break. I say the word press conference too much. And Kimberly Strassel of the Wall Street Journal tweeted the following. Wow, Biden comes out of the basement and agrees to finally answer a question or two. Our interrupted press corps uh, uses the moment to ask him to explain over and over just how awesome he'll be. And with the appearance of Biden with Biden having a pre-approved list of reporters and the appearance of Biden having pre-written answers to questions, um, it drove then President Trump on the issue. He knew the questions and still couldn't answer them. The lamestream media began uh the lamestream media began or is being laughed at all over the world. Jeez. And the Daily Beast, sorry, not the Biden campaign, quickly set out to debunk Trump because that's all left-wing journals do in the era of Trump. In the era of Trump, now it's Biden. Biden campaign did not pre-screen questions at Delaware press conference. Yes, and below that they say laughable. Okay, but the laughable part is this. Asked about the accusation, Biden advisor familiar with the event called the claim laughable. People familiar with the event. Wow, that's the first time I've heard that press thing. You know, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. I mean, guys, the Joe Biden staff would never ask the press corps at any time to pre-submit their questions. Oh God, 7 months later. What's this from the Daily Beast? Don't ignore this, guys. This isn't a real article. This is fake news. White House reporters, Biden team wanted our questions in advance. Oh, you screwed up. God. The new president's communications staff have already on occasion probed reporters to see their questions They plan on asking new White House press secretary Jen Psaki when called upon during briefings. Oh no, what's this? Biden's press team did not deny that staffers had solicited questions from reporters, but isn't that what you just denied? But the White House contended that it has tried to foster a better relationship with the press corps than the previous administration. I wonder why they didn't have a good relationship. It beats me. And has tried to reach out to reporters directly in order to avoid appearing to dodge questions during briefings? Huh. Hmm. Let me go translate that to you. Jen Psaki is bad at her job, and she needs all the help she can get. Let me give you an example.
Active duty troops be used at vaccination centers when they get stood up across the country. Does the White House support that request?
I did ask our team about this. You or someone else may have asked about this the other day. I think I have something on it here. One moment. Thanks for your patience. Lots to say about COVID, no doubt about it. Let's see. Let me talk to our team about it.
Yes or no?
It's a yes or no question. Oh, let me guess. You'll circle back to the press. Oh, let me just go read you this little section from the Daily Beast after I play that clip. Our goal is to make the daily briefing as useful and informative as possible for both reporters and the public, a White House spokesperson said. Yeah, extremely informative there. Now, what's this?
Go back with you. I will circle back to it. I'll have to just circle back with you, and we can circle back with you after the briefing. I'm happy to circle back with you. We will circle back with you. We'll have to take that question too and circle back with you. I hate to disappoint you, but I will have to circle back with you on that.
That too.
Jesus. Oh, what's this? Another excerpt? That two-way conversation is an important part of keeping American people updated on how the government will circle back to them. Just kidding, it doesn't say circle back, it says serving them. So I just want to go play a few more clips.
But I'm happy to circle back, but I'll have to circle back with you on it. We'll circle back with you on this. We will certainly circle back with you. I'm happy to circle back with you. We will venture to circle back with all of you on that after the briefing. I will venture to do that and circle back with you directly. I often know I'm going to circle back. I hate to disappoint conservative Twitter, but I am going to circle back.
Conservative Twitter. Yes, I hate to disappoint conservative Twitter. It's not like I'm, ignoring reporters' questions or not answering the public or something like that. I just want to. I'm sorry to disappoint conservative Twitter. That's hilarious. But you remember those important to making governments aware of how the. You remember this one? That two-way conversation is an important part of keeping American people updated on how government is serving them. Yes, that's a direct quote from the White House. Not the Daily Beast, the White House. And you can see by how easy it was for me to make the American people updated on how the government will circle back to them. And since it's become such a meme, I don't think you can say that the two-way conversation. No, it's a one-way conversation that hits a wall that's in the form of a circle. Also, the fact that they ask for questions in advance isn't a two-way conversation. It's called a script. I can do it too. Oh, hi Bob. What's your favorite way to cut carrots? Well, my favorite way is to circle back with you. And what's this from the White House? Part of meeting that objective means regularly engaging with the reporters who will be in the briefing room to understand how the White House can be the most helpful in getting them the information they need. Now, I could make a joke there, but I'm not. That's probably the goal of anything, and yet it fails horrendously. And here's her response to a very pressing topic right now.
Keep Donald Trump's Air Force One color scheme change? This is such a good question. Is it
This is such a good question. Oh my god, oh god, that was the softest ball question ever. It was a softball not moving towards Jen Psaki. And let me just go play you the rest of the clip. I should also mention this person is from the Daily Mail. And I don't understand why she has a seat in the White House briefing room, but okay. And if you don't understand, let me go fill you in from the New York Times. President Trump made an informal $3.9 billion Air Force One deal. And let me go fill you in. Okay, the president made a deal with Boeing, a $3.9 billion deal, to purchase two replacement Air Force One jets to replace the two that are currently in service and have been in service since 1999. And the the Pentagon released the color scheme, which honestly is more patriotic, although I do prefer the old color scheme. And a UF poll found that 51% preferred the new design. And you might think, okay, that means it's a pretty split issue, although 17% don't know. But I'm with the traditional white and gold, so hope I don't influence your pick. And why is this a question? Trump, it doesn't relate to Biden. It's only supposed to be in. It's only supposed to start service until 2024, which coincidentally is around when Biden leaves office. So he might get to write it for 20 days, maybe. Yeah, that's it.
That's in control of the House.
Oh wait, what's this? It's not up to Biden, and it's up to the Democrats in Congress. Oh, let's see what this is.
Since we had earlier in the week that you said you might circle back on.
Okay.
So I was wondering if
That you might circle back on.
The plane?
Sure, we can start
Oh,
there.
I was okay.
Now,
Ugh. So even though C-SPAN's Justin Sink didn't actually ask about the plane and probably wasn't going to, the White House press secretary decided to go bring up the plane again. But she was actually prepared to answer this extremely softball question picked by her.
On the plane, we are certainly aware of the White House military unit's proposal that has been submitted to them about reconsidering the color scheme of Air Force One. I can confirm for you here, the president has not spent a moment thinking about the color scheme of Air Force One or anything in the House or any article of anything.
So why did you pick the question? And she's actually writing off the thing as inconsequential, which I understand it's the right thing to do. Hey, this doesn't matter. He may be able to write it 20 days in his first term. Maybe. But an even dumber question was raised. And you'll understand the accent.
Happened to the Churchill bust and what should be read about its removal from the Oval Office?
Oh, such an
The Churchill bus?
important question. It's the plane of today.
no.
No, the plane of today was your statement about the plane. Get it? Plane with an I. I know, hilarious pun. let me go. So Biden on his desk has a bust of Cesar Chavez. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a head sculpture made of metal. And like Biden, he's pro-union. Unlike Biden, he's heavy for border enforcement. Meaning he doesn't like people crossing the border illegally. We don't need to go focus about that one. We have an even dumber question. Ugh.
Ask whether the president has made a decision on keeping the scope of Space Force.
Keeping the scope or keep. Jesus.
Wow, Space Force.
You sound like you're talking to a child. Wow, Space Force, isn't that interesting?
It's the plane of today.
Listen.
Stop. No. No. You say the Churchill bust. Oh, it's the plane of today. Oh, what about Space Force? Wow, well that's a good question. It's the plane of today. And professional Twitter browsers loved it. Jen Psaki absolutely shaded Space Force in the most professional way I've ever seen. This was a brilliant response. Well, yeah, then you'd love her other responses. Wait, sorry, what? Oh, we don't have those. Oh, we're gonna have to circle back? Yeah, okay, dunking on a military branch is professional? Really? Okay, yeah. Here. Yes, the fecal material coming out of the person's rectum shit was revolting. Yeah, it's the most professional way, the most professional thing ever. Oh my god. Oh god.
It is an interesting question.
No.
It's not that interesting, by the way. And it's very clear that Bloomberg News and their reporters, quote unquote, have no idea how the presidency works. The presidency isn't a dictator. You should tell Roosevelt that. Okay, aside from World War II, the presidency isn't a dictatorship. And Congress controls budgets. Oh, I should also mention Jen Psaki does not know what Space Force is. Okay, look. Space Force isn't pew pew planetary defense against aliens, or at least not at the moment. It's more. Jeez. It's more making sure China doesn't take over space. But even before the Space Force, there were still agencies like the Air Force Space Command, and the United States Army, Navy, some intelligence agencies, and things like that all did space stuff. And logistically, this was a problem. Why? Because you had to control everybody. So basically, what they did is say, hey, you come here. You two, come here. Okay, now you're Space Force.
Congress.
But like I mentioned before, the question is idiotic because the president doesn't decide what military groups there are. Congress does. And basically, the only thing people on Twitter know about it is it looks like Star Trek. When in reality, the United States Space Force Department of the Air Force was actually inspired by the Air Force Space Command. Get dunked on. Enough distractions. Let's get back to the actual question. Jesus.
I am happy to check with our Space Force point of contact. I'm not sure who that is. I will find out and see.
I will check with my Space Force point of contact. We need to first find out, because this isn't dodging a question.
If we have any update on that.
So hurry.
Wow. Just wow. Her response to, is Biden going to keep Space Forces? I'm going to talk to Space Force about it. Space Force be like, I don't know what Biden wants. Go, you're the press secretary, ask Biden. No, I can't ask Biden. I physically cannot. I mean, we're both cancer, and if we combine, I mean, we just kill the world. I don't know why he elected me as press secretary, but yeah. And guess what? When she was asked to respond to her remarks, she had to circle back. Also, apparently Twitter added this U.S. government account. Oh, I wonder who they didn't give that little badge to. It's obvious. Here, but here's Jen Psaki's response. We look forward to continuing the work of Space Force and invite the members of the team to come visit us in the briefing room anytime to share an update on their work, on their important work. Oh god, I'd like to meet you in the briefing room, god damn it. I'll ask some hard-hitting questions, post them on YouTube. I mean, when she can't answer or she says, I'll circle back to you, I'll just insist more. But, surprise, surprise, guess what? She was asked about it in the briefing room. Let's see.
The top Republican on the House Armed Services Committee is asking you to apologize for some of the comments that you made yesterday in the briefing room about the Space Force. Will you apologize?
I did send a tweet last night. You may not all be on Twitter. Maybe they're not on Twitter.
Guys,
Wow! Oh my, I sent an apology asking if the press would ask. And my response to that was I made an apology on Twitter, referencing that, which referenced the press to ask me to apologize, which was on Twitter. Why, I'm starting to notice a pattern here. But the question remains, how long will she remain in her capacity to actually be the White House press secretary?
Circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. I don't have any information on it in front of me. It's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. Those are excellent questions. Those are excellent questions. That's such a good question. That's a good question. This is a good question. Oh, obviously, this is a good question, which is a very good question. It's a great question, and that sounds like a great question. That's a great question. It's a great question. This is a great question. It's a great question, Katie. That's a great question. It's a great question. It is a very important question. It's a really important question. That's an important question. It's an interesting question. We all love the mailman and mailwoman. A popular and good question.
Good old Jen Psaki answering my questions. Okay, end of video, bye.